What is going on, guys? I'm SceptileMC here, George, the coach of the San Francisco Arcaniners, here to bring you my PPL D1 Season 2 Week 3 match. God, that's always a mouthful to say. So guys, we are in Week 3 of the PPL after going in a convincing 5-0 victory last week. With hacks, of course, we did get a credit that kind of determined the game right then and there instead of letting it play out, which was unfortunate, but it happens, and it sucks to say that, but it does happen. But I have for you a team against, well, actually, first I should make something clear. The GBA semifinals first, the Lord Envy himself is going to be up probably on Tuesday or Monday. Most likely Tuesday, though, just because he's at the Worlds right now, and I was away on a trip with my dad before he left to Worlds, so it didn't work out to where we could find a time to battle, so we're just going to wait until he gets back to battle, so that's why that video is not up today. But hopefully this draft league will be able to suffice for now. But anyway, his team is the Garchomp, the Mega Blastoise, the Gardevoir, the Rotom Cut, the Weavile, the Magneton, the Rhyperior, the Primeape, the Volcarona, and the Golbat. Now, looking at his team, I just see a lot of things that outspeed me and cause me a lot of shit, like the Garchomp and the Weavile, I think, are 100% coming. The Mega Blastoise is 100% coming. The Gardevoir is 100% coming, and then it's just a combination of the Volcarona, the Magneton, the Rotom, the Primeape, Rhyperior, Golbat. It could be any of those as the last two, but I think those four are for sure coming. And I'm not gonna lie, with me being on my trip and me being just away from the computer in general, and also having to deal with me prepping, the amount of prep I put into my semifinals match, oh my god. But I decided this week that I would just throw a team together and I would just make it very, very different. And what I mean by that is my team in general is very, very bulky. I have a lot of defensive mons. And yeah. So I decided I would be going hyper offense this week. I was like, you know, I'm going to throw Crustle on there because Crustle did really well last week. We're going to put an interesting set on Crustle with the rocks and the spikes, with the Rock Wrecker, because let's be real, I'm going to get dropped to my Sturdy, and then I'm just going to have a turn to fire off a powerful attack. If it's against the Mega Blastoise and he wants to spin on the turn that I have my Q-Step Berry to take me out and get the Rock Sway, then he's getting hit by a Rock Wrecker. If he has the Garchomp out, I'm clicking Flail. If he has the Primeape out, I'm clicking Flail. It's just a cool move to have, and I wanted to run Rock Wrecker really badly, so I'm really hoping it doesn't fuck me over, but if it comes down to it, then yeah. But after that, I do have my Salamence right here with the Yache Berry, because his Weavile is a thing, as well as Mega Blastoise, I'm assuming, is going to be running Ice Beam coverage. I have the Iron Tail, the Fire Blast, the Draco, and the Tailwind. I have the Iron Tail and no attack nature, and also minus attack nature, because even after that, the Gardevoir can barely take a hit, and after rocks it should KO. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's still a 135 base attack, so, and Gardevoir's defenses are not that good. That's the only reason I have Iron Tail. I have the Fire Blast for the Rotom Cut, the Weavile, the Magneton, and then Draco for everything else. And I have Tailwind. So on this team, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be roost stalling too much or anything like that. I'm going to be going for Tailwind 9 times out of 10 in there, and I'm just going to get up Tailwind, go into something like Hitmonlee so I don't have to get up my Unburden yet, or the Azumarill so I don't have to take a hit. I can just go for like, I can go for the Waterfalls or Play-Offs depending on the set he is. What team he brings, but that is that set right there. If I have enough speed to outspeed, what am I outspeeding with this Pokemon? Fuck, I forget. What is it? Max Speed Primeape, that's what it is, Jolly, because it hits base 95. I can't outspeed the Garchomp, so I'm not going to run max speed. And then I know the Garchomp's going to be max speed, or just enough speed to outspeed my base 100s, and then either Choice Scarf, so it outspeeds my entire team, or it's just going to be some type of SD set, offensive life orb, something like that. But next up, I have Megasab, the What You Doing against this Pokemon with Calm Mind, Recover the Shadow Ball, and the Will-O-Wisp. So, after I get to +1 special defense, the only way a Gardevoir can OHKO me is if he's Choice Specs. and even then it's a roll. So what I plan to do with this is if I get up a Calm Mind, hopefully he has to sack off a Pokemon initially, and then he has to go into Gardevoir to deal enough damage to where I can be revenge killed. But at that point, I've already taken out 2 Pokemon, and that's a good trade for me on a team like this. Taking out the Gardevoir especially is very important because look at my switch-ins to Gardevoir. I decided at the last second I'd bring Tangrowth over Jirachi, but alright guys, I did have to pause the video right there. I do have a pizza on the way, and my parents are making noise downstairs, so I'm like, my pizza's here! It's just my older brother. But anyway, so where was I? So basically, I get up a Calm Mind, I kill something, and I kill the Gardevoir then after, which I don't have a switch into Gardevoir. My only switch in is Tangrowth, and you guys are going to see that that doesn't switch in that well. But yeah, other than that, this Pokemon doesn't do much. It's not going to be for taking hits. It's not going to be... It's basically, if it comes in, I have the desire to set up Calm Minds and just sweep, and I'm going to use that Prankster Calm Mind just to get a +1 immediately. And yeah, so that's what that's going to be, guys. Next up, we're going to get Mr. Bunnyman right here. I feel like I changed the nicknames on my Pokemon a lot, but we got Bunnyman with the Choice Banded, Aqua Jet, Player of Waterfall, and Double Edge on the Azumarill. So the reason I have Double Edge is because if I'm in a situation where I don't know if he's going to want to go into something like Golbat or the Mega Blastoise or the Rotom Cut, and I don't know if I want to click the Waterfall or the Play Rough, I can just click fucking Double Edge, which is just as powerful as Waterfall after Stab, and just overall it does a phenomenal job of just dealing with everything. It's insanely powerful. I do take some recoil, but I feel like to avoid the prediction game right there, that is kind of necessary. You know, it is also 100% accurate on like Play Rough, so if I have to go for that instead just to not risk the miss, I will. But I have max HP, not max speed, because to be honest, the Mega Blastoise just needs to run like 40 investment in speed to outspeed me for sure. So I'm just running max HP because there's just no point of me running max speed at all. I just lose my bulk then, and I could just get fucked over by taking a hit that I didn't think I would have to take, and I just lose all my HP and I die. So after that, we got the late game sweeper Jazz Hands up in this bitch with the Unburdened Normal Gem Fake Out Hitmonlee. So I got 252 Adamant Attack, of course, that's what you need to run. Then I got the speed, I got 160 speed, so that at +2, I think I actually outspeed something regularly. I completely forget what it is, guys. I'm sorry, but I just completely forget. But I think I outspeed Choice Scarf Garchomp. That's what I outspeed with this thing, Choice Scarf Garchomp, after I get to +2. And I have the Close Combat and the Stone Edge, and then I was really torn on my last move. And I was thinking, you know what? I don't want to be restricted to using 4 Mons until my Hitmonlee comes out. And what I mean by that is I have the Crustle. It's my lead. It's going to die turn like 3. 100% it's going to die turn 3. And then I have Hitmonlee in the back, which I don't want to send out unless I can get my Unburden boost. So I was torn between if I wanted the Bullet Punch or the Mach Punch on this thing, just so I could take out the Weavile. Decided with the Bullet Punch. The reason I decided on the BP is that this thing becomes useful against the Gardevoir and things like that in the mid-game. And now my pizza just got here, so if you heard my dad screaming my name, that's why. But I was talking about how my Hitmonlee can be used in the early game to the mid-game still. So I decided to run the BP so that I don't have enough speed to outspeed the Gardevoir, but because I wanted the power after the Unburden, but that way I can still use my Hitmonlee to take it out in the early game if I have to. Also, it just outspeeds things like the Rhyperior. It outspeeds the Golbat, so I can go for Stone Edge against it. Can take a hit against the Volcarona. So overall, I think that's my best idea right there. Then I just play with the EVs around in the HP and defense. Just ran as much defense as possible. Maybe I can take an Earthquake or Drawing Claw off a Garchomp. Who knows? But after that, this is how I'm going to be dealing with things like the Gardevoir, the Rotom Cut, the Magneton. I can take a hit off the Volcarona. I can take a hit off the Mega Blastoise of Ice Beam. I can take a hit off the Garchomp. So this is just overall my very all-around switch-in Pokemon. I got the Sludge Bomb, the Giga Drain, the Knockoff, and the Rock Slide. Got the Rock Slide for things like the Volcarona. Mainly the Volcarona, actually, and the Weavile, I guess. Because I'm afraid that he is going to bring the Volcarona's Quiver Dance on my face. Also, the Golbat, I can knock off the Golbat, then fire off Rock Slides just to get out some damage, maybe. I have the Sludge Bomb for the Rotom Cut and the Gardevoir, and the Giga Drain, obviously, for the things like the Garchomp, the Mega Blastoise, the Rhyperior, and the Primeape as well, kind of. So, yeah, guys, that is the team I brought. It's a very offensive team, I know. But I didn't feel like putting hours upon hours of prep into this week like I usually do. I just literally took half an hour and I was like, this Pokemon, hazards. What else do I want to do? You with Tailwind, you with the setup of Abandoned Bunny and Unburdened Lee, and then I'm like, AV Tangrowth, fuck it. Let's just throw that on there. So overall, I hope it works, guys. But GBA playoffs are going to be uploaded probably on Tuesday, or most likely Tuesday, and the team builder might be up on Monday. I'm not positive about that though. So we'll look forward to that, guys, and also look forward to the PPL game I have going up tomorrow against the Eterna City Enders, which we will be using this team to try to beat them. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. So if you did enjoy, I'd really appreciate it. Comment, like, rate, or subscribe. I'm going to go eat my pizza now because it's behind me and it smells really good. So anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today. Peace.